Lock and Crawl here. I put a video together the other day showing you how to replace the cover to your worn winch. And when I did that, I did have to spool out the winch line. So now I'm going to show you, and I think I mentioned on the video, how to best spool that winch line back in. You could put it back in, but you don't want it in there loose. So I'm going to show you what you should be doing. We're out here outdoors. We're in Arizona. We're in Bulldog Canyon. So I figured it's a Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday today. Yeah, it's Tuesday. There's hardly anybody here. So I figured I'd just do it now since I'm here. And it's best to do it before you actually need to use it. What could happen is your line can bust if it's not in there snug. So in order to do that, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to hook up my winch. I have a tree saver here, and I'm going to hook it up to a tree. Here off this trail is a pretty open area, so if there's other vehicles that go by, there's plenty of space. So I figure this is a good spot to do it. Yeah. So let me get down to it and show you what I do and what I have going on, and yeah, check it out. All right, so let's show you what we got going on here. So what I'm going to end up doing is hooking up my winch to that tree over there. There's probably too much space here. I might have to drive up a little further up, but here is the cover that I had replaced on the other video and showed you guys how to do that. It was damaged, so it needed to be replaced. So I have a factor 55 ultra hook. So I'm gonna be hooking this up with a soft shackle around the tree saver. Factor 55's got some awesome equipment, and this is the tree saver that I will be using. And my winch is not a wireless remote, so mine's wired. I already have it plugged in. And some safety gloves. I have these mechanics here, but leather actually works best. It's preferred that way. But I mean, especially for steel, I don't know if I have leather gloves in here. I think I took them out. But my line's synthetic, so it's very similar. You'll see it here in a little bit, but it's just like this soft shackle. And that's another thing too. If you guys are just getting into off-road and you're unfamiliar, you get some of those metal shackles. Sure, yeah, they work. However, these are much safer. These soft shackles are much safer. I think this is a factor 55, and it's rated for like something ridiculous. I think like 20,000 pounds. So they're very strong, and again, very safe. So, all right, let me go ahead and hook everything up and show you how I do this. Free spool. Here's the tree. I'm a little short here, just by about 15 yards or so. So I'm gonna drive the Jeep a little further up, get this going. closer. So the idea is to connect both of these. Again, you could use a hard shackle or well, we're using a soft shackle here, but you could use the other shackles, but you come through here, you connect them both. And the reason for that, and you grab it at this angle, it'll tighten up as you start pulling into it. But the reason for this is because that ultra hook, although it might fit, this just makes it a little easier. You're adding another piece to it, but the ultra hook might fit here, but I figured we'll just use that so I could show you how to use the soft shackle as well. And for these Factor 55 ultra hooks, although they are rated for, again, something ridiculous, it's like 25,000 pounds, something like that. I can't find it right now, it's in here somewhere. But anyways, oh, here you go. This one's actually max load 16,000 pounds. All right, so do not hook up your ultra hook this way. Anytime you need to winch out, you need to hook it this way. In case there is a failure and this thing explodes, it's gonna break down instead of up towards you or anybody else. So you always wanna hook up this way. Right. There you go. All right, yeah, look at that. Making this kind of perfect. Got the tree saver on. We got the hooks hooked up with the soft shackle and my synthetic line. Because the winch is pulling so much power from the battery, you want to have your rig on. And make sure, mine's a manual, so you want to make sure that you're neutral as well as your transfer case. Put that in neutral as well. And you're going to be winching yourself towards the tree. Make that line nice and tight. All right, so we had it at free spool in order to take it out, right? So now that we have the winch actually hooked up, we're going to go ahead and engage. So now you'll be able to bring in the winch line. Making it nice and tight. All right. So you also want to, I would say 15 seconds is good. Run it for 15 seconds, 15 seconds off. Get the battery at rest, get the winch at rest. You see the line's nice and tight. That tree's plenty to be able to hold and pull the size or the weight of my vehicle. And as you see, I'm trying to even out the winch line as it's going into the winch. So I'll keep going back and forth. And because the line is so tight, you do have to push it in to go one side and then pull it back as you go into the other side, as so. So we've been off for probably a good 40 seconds now or so. So I think we're good to go. That's good. All right, so this is close enough. I'm about 5 yards away from the tree. as I was winching in, as I got closer to the tree, I did have to go back to the Jeep and turn my wheels a little bit because it was starting to go that direction because of the way the tires are pointing. So I kept winching in. So again, I'm about 5 yards away from the tree. So now I still have it engaged. So the line's nice and tight. I'm gonna go ahead and release it. And I did, because mine's a manual, I did have to put my emergency brake on, and I did put it in gear. So let's go ahead and back it out a little bit. So now that I got some slack here, unhook. Oh, this tree will thorny too. Yeah, it's still a little tight here. All right, so now that we got that, let's go ahead and bring the ultra hooks back in. Again, this part right here doesn't have to, it's 5 yards or so, this doesn't have to be as tight. What's most important is actually what's inside the winch. That line needs to be nice and tight when it's inside the winch. So let's have it engaged. Since we're only talking again about a yard here, I said 5 yards, didn't I? So yeah, a few feet here. Once you get to this point, just winch in, no problem. This part doesn't have to be as tight, so nice and loose is okay. And as you get closer, you're going to be careful with your fingers. And I keep the winch, the ultra hook facing down, and just bring it in slightly. Now, once it's there, I want to bring it in nice and tight. There it is. There you go. You even saw the winch move forward. And it's nice and tight, so we're good to go. And that is how you do that. Again, don't forget to use a tree saver. You do not want to use your synthetic line and wrap around the tree. Not only can that damage the tree, it would also damage your line. So make sure that you have a tree saver. Factor 55 has some awesome products, but there is a ton of products out there. My recommendation, don't use some of these knockoffs. You'll find some stuff on Amazon that is very cheaply made, and it comes to saving your rig, potentially even saving your life. I wouldn't trust some of these products that are out there. Go take a look at the quality of how Factor 55 makes their products and the way they test them as well. So I hope this information is helpful. If you guys have any questions, throw them my way and I'll make sure to respond. And also, if you like this kind of videos here, please subscribe and share, like. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. You guys be safe out there.